All right, shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath day to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I'm broadcasting live from the trenches out here, doing my leadership role, trying to be a leader in the TI community, and I stand firm on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember what it was like for me to be a new targeted individual, didn't know what was going on, who was following me, why I was in the program, who was trying to kill me, with all the different questions I had. So this is the video to show my leadership, and also to show that the sooner that we can get the new targeted individuals to understand what this program is about, the better off the TI community would be. Because there's a lot of people that do not understand this program and what it's made to do. This is a Nazi program. If y'all don't know the people that's putting out real truth, I'm about to name a couple few. Cinnamon, I believe it's called Cinnamon Guru. She's a truthful one. Wayne Daniels, Deep Fake. These are real new breed. All these people are putting out truth. They are being leaders. They are, you know what I'm saying, helping the people that truly believe in Yahweh, truly the people that are set apart. You know what I mean? So this video is just to give you an insight on what the whole thing is all about. You know what I mean? So if you haven't watched this video, you got an opportunity to. But if you have watched the video, put a thumbs up on the video, share the video, and make sure other people can get be aware to this video, man. Man, shalom. My hat goes off to all the people that are being targeted and have no idea that they're on a list and that they're being watched and surveilled. It's a lot of man, it's crazy. It's a lot of people getting set up with honeypots too, bro. Hey man, them women, yeah. And what's crazy is they'll have sex with you. They'll go along the whole process with you. The whole time they got sinister objectives to take your life. You know what I'm saying? To get you put in a situation, poison you every night, every day, and take your life. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? It is rare that a targeted individual finds love. You know what I'm saying? And finds a real, true person that actually really cares about them in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? On all aspects and all levels of it. I heard a couple people talking about, man, targeted individuals need to have their own dating site, you know, or I had talked to a targeted individual before, and she found another targeted individual and they got married. They in love. They both getting gangsta up. But it's better for both. It's better that way than have somebody infiltrate you and poisoning you and setting you up every day. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't lose hope on love. Love is out there, and it's within your own community of people that you can trust. You know what I mean? So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? I'm about to be dropping that volume 2 later. Thanks to all who watched my videos, and thanks for all the support. And let's keep this moving, man. This ain't got nothing to do with fame, clarity, clout, or nothing. Let's help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I get to do that video with Wayne Daniels later. All who have donated to the GoFundMe, I sent him the money. You know what I'm saying? So I just let y'all know, he hasn't did a video on it yet or nothing, but it ain't even all about that. He got sent the money. Man, it made me feel real good, and I hope you guys feel good. Thank you to the targeted individual community for helping that man out, man. You guys did a great job. I donated a little bit too. So, man, let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, catch up on, get some knowledge out this video, y'all. Like, I watched it, man. It just did nothing but gave me more knowledge. So, man, shalom, man.
Different phases of being a targeted individual. Most of us start off as non-victims, and up until the point where we've gathered enough knowledge and have a sort of a fair amount of understanding. So as a non-victim, most people just live their normal life. They go about their daily business with no problems. And unfortunately, I think a lot of them don't understand that this sort of thing exists. This electronic harassment thing does exist. It's important to just be informed, even if it's not happening to you, even if you're still not a victim. Mostly just to try and prevent the massive damage that can happen. It's a system that's designed specifically to sort of take out all your finances, to make you dry and empty and have no money, have no way of supporting yourself. Also, the common trick that they play is they're trying to get the victim to move places, move from apartment to apartment or whatever, change states or provinces. And when you do try and get a lot of help or medical help, it's probably just going to be a misdiagnosis, and you end up spending a lot of money for nothing. Doctors might tell you there's no problem, or they might give you a wrong diagnosis. Um, the whole thing with gang stalking and electronic harassment is that it's very unfair. You only gain experience by going through the thing. So it's only once you get in the hole and you find there's actually no way out that a lot of the things begin to make sense. Also, a lot of the damage is completely irreversible. Once you've lost your job, once you've lost your money and your friends, it becomes nearly impossible to get all of those things back. And also, the perpetrators seem to control the pace. They seem to sort of dictate, you know, they drain, they might sort of cut off all your friends, cut off your entire support system, and isolate you. And then once it's very difficult, they know that you can't get any kind of support. Then they only move you on to the next phase. Okay. So the first level is a newbie, a person who's sort of signed up to this gang stalking program and who's a victim. And most people are completely unaware because perpetrators, again, controlling the pace, they're not going to play all their cards immediately at the same time. Also, what they do is that they do a lot of pre-study beforehand. They study your actions and routines, and they check you out, and you still think life is normal and you're completely unaware of what's going on. And the worst case for a newbie is that you run on for years without knowing what's going on, without knowing that this thing is gang stalking, and or maybe you even believe misinformation. People who say this doesn't exist, the technology isn't there yet. Move on to the next level. Maybe within months, there's bound to be a lot of strange events happening. Things at work, or maybe you might even start experiencing strange things around the house. There's a lot of madness whenever you're in public, and but you can't just put it. It's very difficult to put a name. It's very there's a lot of weird things, but you don't know what to call it, and you keep on bumbling on. And it's a bit of an ironic situation where it's important for the person at level 2 who's having a lot of these suspicions to get the knowledge quicker. Again, just the case of avoiding cash, avoiding losing as much money as possible. I mean, money is the key here. Once you're broke, it's very, very difficult, and to try and hold on to the job as much as possible. The trick that they play is that you've got to move a job, but your job is your means of making money, and they know very well they're going to make it impossible for you to get the next job. And then you move on to the next level, which is getting the first knowledge after months and months of all of these crazy events. You begin to know the terminology, you begin to know there's such a thing as gang stalking. And at first the information might be very hard to digest because it's for whatever reason. It just doesn't seem believable. It just doesn't seem logical. It doesn't, it's very difficult to work out the motive, for one, as to why people would gang stalk you or people would follow you the entire day. But I mean, after some experience, you would soon find out that those people are actually getting paid. It's all a money-making scheme. It's just another way of making profits. The biggest mistake that a person in level 3 can make is to be in denial or disbelief, and again, to remain in this phase for too long. Also because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of information that's deliberately made to keep you in the dark and make you, keep you as uninformed as possible. That's the whole game of misinformation. Fortunately, and I think there are a lot of victims now that sort of progress to the next phase after lots of experiences. I mean, it's very difficult to still lie to the guy and say, look, you're crazy or whatever. Understanding of the full picture, understanding that this is actually a system. Electronic harassment and gang stalking, organized stalking, it's all a system. You understand almost the A to Z. However, some still believe that this can be reversed, that you can almost somehow lead a normal life. There's still a lot of misinformation out there that it's a microchip or it's a nano implant or it's an RFID chip that gets implanted into your body, and then you can go to surgery. You pay lots of money to remove it, but it's probably not the case. And others believe that you can actually lodge a lawsuit or create a case and actually think that they can win. And then move on to the next level, which is level 5. Typically after many years or many months of seeing the routine and suffering and seeing the same kind of pain. And depending on the level of attacks, some normal, good-hearted people, victims, are sort of tempted to become perpetrators. I mean, they usually get offered better deals and say, look, if you join us, you become a perpetrator, we're not going to attack you, or we're not going to, it's going to be easier on you. But life is still very unpleasant. And as a level 5 person, as somebody who's very experienced, the goal should be to make it quicker for the next victim to know what's going on. I mean, right now, my guess is that most victims spend minimum, on average, about 2 to 3 years, losing cash, losing friends, lost, running around in circles and not knowing what it is that's going on. And I mean, the simple trick there is just to sit still and know that this is all the events are orchestrated, all the events are sort of artificial and made, and then also contributing to making this thing stop. A lot of the victims are actually good working people with lots of skills, people who are very intelligent, people who are, they're not criminals, they're educated. A lot of them are, if you were to give them a job, they could be contributing to society. Imagine if all of us were to come together and move on to the next generation of being a TI, not just sobbing and feeling sorry for ourselves, but strategically coming up with ideas of trying to make this whole thing stop. And I think our goal, anybody's goal in level 5 should be to make this thing stop as quickly as possible. Of gang stalking and how it actually works. The intent is just to kill a victim, leave no evidence behind, because otherwise everybody's going to be getting caught, and make it seem like it's the victim's fault, like the person was really just bound to die, but at the same time lie to society and spread a lot of rumors and a lot of negative stuff about the victim. And the goal really is to just make lots of money without leaving any kind of trace behind. It's a slow kill system. Again, ties in with the fact that you don't want to be leaving clues and traces behind, and destroy everything that makes the victim or a normal person to be alive, like a job, relationship, health, and everything else. If you can just bombard a person with negative events throughout the day, 24 hours a day, that person is just bound to die. Gang stalking is actually a very systematic and a clever system. There's a lot of history as to how long it existed and how it's been refined. So it's not something which is new. It's been around for a long time. It destroys the career and finances. No money. It's going to be difficult for anybody without any cash. There's not going to be any. If you get sick, you're not going to be able to afford hospital fees. You're not going to be able to feed yourself. No proper nutrition. All relationships are destroyed. Everything. All relationships from even when the person was young, from high school, from all areas of life, all of them, every single relationship, they go to the person and then spread lies and sabotage that relationship. Personal health is also destroyed, creating diseases such as cancer and destroying vital organs, the heart, the kidney, and just making sure that you actually die. A person could still be mentally and spiritually strong and manage to survive. So the perpetrators or the guys who are attacking make sure that even the spiritual activities that are destroyed, prayer, meditation, and everything else. Mentally, you're being driven to be insane. System is actually made out of two parts. One of them is gang stalking, and the other one is electronic harassment. Gang stalking is more of the social side of these kind of attacks. So effectively turn the whole of society against the victim. Make sure that whenever the guy applies for a job, he can't find a job. Make sure that everywhere the person goes, he's got a bad name and nobody actually wants him. Drive the victim to complete isolation, and it's actually very difficult in today's world to live in complete isolation. No friends, no job, nothing, no life. And then there's also constant harassment, where everybody else seems to be in on attacking the victim, neighbors, friends, family. And then when it comes to electronic harassment, it's a case of 24-hour surveillance. The victim, has got no privacy. So anything that he does, the guys who are attacking him already know in advance. There might be bugs placed in the house. There might be hidden videos, or the cars might actually also be bugged. So everything that the guy does, all the phone calls, everything that the person is doing, the perpetrators know exactly what he's doing and what he's saying and who he's communicating with. Electronic harassment also is about inducing pain. So it's actually also a weapon where the victim is being attacked from a distance. Health and well-being is also going to suffer as a result. So ultimately, the aim is to make money. But if you made money in a simple way, it's going to be a scheme or a pyramid scheme or whatever, and people are going to catch on to it very quickly, and it's probably not going to last long. By using this gang stalking system, it's actually, it can run on for a while without ever getting caught. So first step is to find a victim. Could be anybody. It doesn't actually matter. The perpetrators actually do spend a lot of time planning their attacks, so that sort of there's personalized for the victim. Then it's a case of physical attacks, making sure that the guy doesn't have any kind of privacy and he's, eventually falls sick. Destroy his public image so that, wherever the guy turns to, if it's a case of having a job, whatever. So everything that makes the victim to be sort of a human being is destroyed. And while it's doing all of this, make sure that the evidence is hidden. And profit doesn't have to be on death. It could be, as the victim is alive as well. So because the perpetrators or whoever, the network